So I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head. It didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad. So I had one more for dessert. And that was my favorite country song of my father's. Still probably is. We used to listen to country music while cleaning the house as kids often. And I never wake up on a Sunday morning without thinking of that song and being extremely grateful that that is not my life, waking up with a headache, and that I have the privilege to wake up to the sound of birds' noises on a Sunday morning. How wonderful is this? Just incredible. So we're cultivating the papaya patch a little bit. This green shrub is brown or goes brown once a year, most of the year, and then all of a sudden it's lush and green. Now this becomes very good sheep and goat food this time of the year, but we will be using it as a mulch for Damien's forest. We're still trying to get a proper layer of mulch into Damien's forest. Lucas looking really sharp in his new overall, thanks to the tall Dutchman. And so chickens are roaming around this morning, pecking at things, making little burrows all throughout the forest. There's one in there. So we've been giving the chickens loads of green grass lately, and they pick at it. You can see the remnants of it here in the back. But they were also very scratchy, so they scratched a lot of the sand out of the coop. And so we took out the bedding this morning. We're going to compost that in the areas that we placed one of the smiles that we placed charcoal in. So we're going to place that with the smiles, and then we're just replacing the sand. Then we ended up going to cut loads and loads of dead grass. You'll see there is a bit of green grass between that grass, but mostly sticky mulch. And we used that to cover Damien's forest as well as that shrub that Lucas was cutting. And we ended up cutting quite a bit out of this and placing it everywhere. We believe that increasing the mulch here really will increase the fertility. However, the termites is still a problem. We're thinking of using boric acid, to kill them, and I maybe want to know your comments about whether we should do that or not, or whether we should just allow them to eat the mulch. We've been having the ducks out for the last couple of days. They don't seem to do any damage to the crops, which is wonderful. All the new leucaena planted there, they don't do any damage to that. So hopefully the ducks will also have some sort of influence on the termites, but I don't know that for sure. We'll have to wait and see whether that happens or not. So we focused most of the day on mulching. These are two day laborers and Lucas, and so they were educated about mulching. We spend most of the day mulching Damien's forest. So what we're doing here is, so this is the marula tree that we took cuttings from the last couple of days. There's a little bit of chopping and dropping going on below there. And so when my in-laws still lived here, they just made these little circles around the trees, and that's the way they watered them. And our house is actually on a little bit of a rocky side. This is basically the only rocks that we have on the land, is where we build our house. And they packed these little rocks around it, and we decided to put a little African smile in here for them now. So I think, let me show you when it's a bit further along, just so you know. So the next part is coming with a warning. We had so many people asking to see the happy dance. Now there's two different kinds of happy dances. The one is coming from my mother. I'll do that to unsuspecting Lucas. I just told him that the people said we can't dance. I never taught him the happy dance. before, but that might come with a shock. The other one is my own happy dance. Now, most of my life I've spent with people knowing that or telling me that I can't dance or can't sing. And so I sang in public, it burst out of me, nobody could stop me. But only recently I started dancing. Whenever I was in shops, whenever I'm happy, I dance. And it's very ugly, it goes something like this. And there's no rhythm. And so that is my own dance. Just like that. And I will walk around in the house dancing like that. I'll walk around in shops dancing like that. That's the way only way I know how to dance. Lookie, kom gou hier. Gee daai graf vir daai man laat hy kan werk. Okay, the other one is the one my mother does with anybody that's willing to do it. We do it in our own home with my family, but my mother does it whenever she's happy. If there's a stranger close by, they suffer. She does it with them. Jy gaan so. Dan dans jy. Ander kant. And that's it. That's the happy dance. That's whenever my mother is happy, that's what she does with anybody that's around. Okay, so it's not as well defined as I would have hoped, but this will definitely catch a lot of rainwater. Working in some worm compost. This is probably a soil. I'll show you a close-up that you haven't seen on one of our videos yet. This is limestone. And so this is the only place on our land that looks like it. It's basically our yards. Rocky, not big rocks, just small crappy rocks to work with and to garden with. Very alkaline and very porous. Your water goes into the ground very quickly. Okay, the idea behind this split is now to, if you water that, then eventually you'll be watering that tree, that sausage tree, and that marula tree there in the back. So you'll plant this one with veg, and by watering the veg, you'll be watering the trees around it. So just to give you the perspective from the other side, this is now from the back, marula tree, sausage tree, lemon tree. Now that lemon tree is the next one that needs some love, but you can see here clearly now. So we planted pumpkins, beans, some other things in there. We'll be watering that, keep on watering that, and that will then water these trees. Something like the lemon, the roots will not be there yet, so we'll water the lemon still, and even the sausage tree. The marula will barely need any watering. They are very famous for spreading out very big roots, so you should be able to get this water from there already. This is the one. Maybe the comment section can educate me here as well. Oh, look at all these caterpillars. It's a good thing I make videos, otherwise I wouldn't have seen it. Some chicken food. I'll come through here now and do a proper cleaning of it. These fossils just have to go to the bush. I'm thinking of just taking the main stem, the thickest one, cutting the rest back, and then maybe use the rest as cuttings. I'm not sure. This was now done last year, first by the cold and then by the sheep. My mother cared way more about, my mother-in-law cared way more about the sheep than she cared about the trees. Everyone had a name and they knew her voice. She treated them like gold. Anyway, so no more sheep, so we have to make a plan of that lemon tree. And so this is the purpose of this pit then. Quickly want to show you this raisin bush that was in my last video, Glivia flava. We have many different Glivia species here, 3 different ones that I can identify. Steve feels that we should cultivate them. I feel that if I spend time making cuttings and so on, it's better to do other things, other ones. We do have many of them on the farm and they grow very, very well. And we use them for many things. I have this little thing here. We call them a raisin bush. I think the English call them a brandy bush. They make a liquor with that as well. I don't, if I was a pro alcohol person, I probably would have made alcohol with many of the things that's on the farm, just because it is something that you can do with relatively low effort and relatively high returns. I don't drink. I don't like it when people are drunk, so I wouldn't do that. But it is, if you are somebody like that, then that might be a very good income stream. The markup on alcohol is extremely high. Just one more thing, while you're subscribing, I asked Lucas this morning, can you see the difference now between the mulched corn and the not so mulched corn? Let me go around to show you his patch. And he said yes, this is it. This is his, that is mine. He said yes, I can clearly see the difference. And I said, why is that? And he said, it's because you were cheating, you were adding compost. I said, no, there was no cheating involved. I said, let's add compost and let's add mulch. And you said, no, that's not the way you do it. And so we discussed it and we decided to do a test. But anyway, we had some fun, and I think he knows that from now on he's going to add compost and mulch to his patch as well. Right, that is the end of my story. Check the next video that's showing now. I think you'll enjoy it. Have a wonderful day.